soon as I was old enough to carry a plate, I was put to work. It certainly wasn't planned that the business would do what it was able to do. It's really not my story, it's my mother's story. My mother's name was Amar Patel. She had gone from India to London to be a nurse, and then she came here in 1965. She went for lunch at the Four Seasons Hotel. They had an Indian lunch. Well, it was probably the worst food she's ever had in her life. The executive chef came out and he said, "Oh yeah, you show us how to do it." Well, did she show them?
What a lovely, sentimental short. A man discusses how his mom, originally from India, came to Canada and opened a restaurant in Toronto in 1970 on Dupont St called the Indian Rice Factory. We also hear from another restaurant owner who eventually takes over her restaurant, but still recognizes her legacy in his food. I love the black and white photos of her family and hearing about her influence on her son and his sweet memories of her. Especially touching was the moment when he tears up, remembering the sound of his mom's bangles clinking together as she cooked, and the family prints in cement, including his grandmother's bangle. I'm from Toronto. I really enjoyed seeing the area that I love and know very well. Excellent food shots. Yummy. Well done, short.
I really think it gave a really cool snapshot into a little bit of the history of Dupont St. And it really wasn't just a story about, history, but about family and childhood and about cultures coming together. And I love the opening shots with the voiceover and how it revealed to Aman, and the found images were really great. And I really liked the final sentiment of communities past, present, and future. And I thought that was a really, beautiful way to wrap up the story. And I really enjoyed it. So good job.
A really beautiful story, not just about a restaurant, but also about family and relationships and passion and love, and how you can really grow roots to a place, to a city that really just reminds you that there's no place like home, and that feeling can't really be replaced. And I think it's interesting and cool how the restaurant was kind of taken over by someone else, but they were still able to work together and keep the culture and the spirit of the original restaurant alive, and they're able to work together so collaboratively. I don't know how often that happens with the restaurant industry, but I would bet that it's not that often. So I really enjoyed watching this. Also, I live in Toronto, and I really want to go visit this place now. So next time I'm downtown and we're allowed to eat in restaurants, I will be there.
We learned a lot of things here. We learned about the history of the business, a history of a family, the history of this section of town. A lot of really interesting things. And, the two guys that appeared on screen were just so likable and sincere. I loved seeing their passion, and I loved, what they had to say about their business and the cooking and, the history and the family that all came before them. It was very compelling, and it makes you think about what you're doing in your life with your time. And, are you spending enough time with your family? Spending enough time doing your thing, putting in the hard work, So, it was, it was a very good piece. It really made me think and consider a lot of things. It was very nicely shot and edited. Like I said, that the guys on camera were so good and so likable, so sincere and wonderful. Everything looked great. The scenery was used very well. The score was done very well. So great job with this. I hope it does well for the whole team.
Real godsend for foodies like me. Not only did I get to see a heartwarming story about a man who carries on his mother's legacy, but I also got a killer restaurant recommendation. But in all seriousness, this is just as much about the community as it is about the restaurant itself. The way that Anthony, when he took over the space, not only cooked the existing dishes just the way Amal's mother would have liked it, but then seamlessly added Jewish food to the menu was amazing to hear. And it was a nice metaphor for the melting pot of Toronto that we hear and see so much. And in the end, this food is meant for everyone, not just Middle Eastern people. I'm sure that anyone who goes there will be able to taste the love that's been prepared. in each dish.
Struck by how the film was able to show in different ways how a concept and a community can shift and change and still maintain its original integrity and pay homage to those who have come before within the institution or the community. I think that the portions that were selected from the interviews with both Aman and Anthony demonstrated how these two men come from very different backgrounds and culinary styles, and yet they were able to merge their ideas into one cohesive concept culinarily.
A piece that should make you proud, inspired, and hungry. Seeing these two families and their cultures come together to make what was already a successful restaurant even more so, and to expose a community to food and culture that they might have not otherwise gotten the opportunity to be exposed to. This is such a fantastic piece. It honors family, it honors cuisine, and it honors the human spirit to want to go out and make something of themselves and make something that will have a lasting impact on individuals, on their stomachs, and on a community.